Right, so we're going to have a look at the new Arri Master Grips, and we're going to have a look at cabling, and then we're going to have a look at the touch screens and the various functions, and then we're going to have a look at how the Master Grips interact with Arri's other wireless follow focus systems. So cabling, there's one basic rule, and that is your two hand grips need to be connected to each other directly. So if you're running your power from the L-bus port, you can daisy chain your motors and your hand grips in whichever order you prefer, as long as the two hand grips are connected to one another. So for example, you can run from the L-bus port to each of the three motors, to one of the hand grips, and then to the other. Or you can start by connecting the L-bus port to one of the hand grips, and then going to the other hand grip, and then the three motors. Or you can go L-bus to one motor, to hand grip to the other motors, whichever way you prefer to daisy chain your setup, as long as the two hand grips are directly connected through one L-bus cable. Your touchscreen is pretty straightforward. You've got four main tabs. You've got your system tab, where you set all your general settings. The tab related to the rocker on one side, to the wheel on the other. The tab related to the joystick with its four arrows and the center button, and the tab related to the red user button. You enter each of the tabs by keeping your finger pressed for about 3 seconds on the touchscreen, and once you're in, you can scroll up and down, and you can enter specific functions by tapping once on them. You can go back by swiping right. So your system tab is for your general settings. You can do things like change the language, adjust the brightness of the touchscreen, save or load presets. Your tab that relates to the rocker on one side and the wheel on the other is one of the most important ones. First of all, you can assign which hand grip controls which motor. You can control the speed of the rocker and the wheel. You can control the torque of the motor. And if you ever need to calibrate the motors again, this is where you do it. As for the tabs that relate to the joystick and the red user button, here is basically where you assign functions to what essentially are 6 user buttons. In the joystick tab, the touchscreen is divided in 5 areas related to the 4 arrows and the center button for the joystick. If you keep your finger pressed on each of these 5 areas, you'll be able to assign a function to each of the buttons. And the same works for the red user button. You go to the red user button tab and you assign a specific function to your red user button. So let's have a look at what we've set up today. Here we've got our wheel in control of focus and iris, and we've got our rocker in control of the zoom. We've got our red user button on the wheel side that switches between focus and iris, and the red user button on the rocker side that functions as a start-stop button to start recording and stop recording on the camera. While the joysticks on the two hand grips are assigned to control the speed and set limiters, which are very useful if your lens doesn't have a hard stop. So how do the Arri Master Grips interact with Arri's other remote follow focus systems? We've tried it with one of ours, and we found out that as soon as we turn on the hand unit, the hand unit overrides automatically the Master Grips. So I'm now in control of the focus through the hand unit. So if I have a single channel hand unit, I can have control over the focus motor on the hand unit, while the zoom motor and the iris motor are still controlled by the hand grips. And the same works for a multiple channel or 3-channel hand unit. If I turn off control over focus and iris, the Master Grips will automatically step in. So that's it for today. Keep an eye on this space because we're going to be filling it with tutorials and other interesting videos pretty soon. See you next time.